gmail.com. So if you're just joining us, we have Linda Spann, who's the manager of the Santa Barbara Club downtown. I am a member of the club, and they do an amazing job all the time, but especially mobilizing to do takeout efforts for the members during this time where social distancing has precluded us.
Well, there's 5 people working here. We don't need as much toilet paper.
Okay. So do you have standing orders that you can't cancel, or they're just orders that so you don't have any exposure to not taking stuff that you had ordered?
None.
Okay.
Although
our big exposure is groups.
So
yes.
So I was going to say you could probably go ahead and resell anything that you didn't to the members who are doing takeout. Like if you were stuck in a situation where you had too much paper product.
Right, but we're not. The one thing we are selling to our members is a great inventory of wine. That wine inventory is an asset. It's already bought and paid for, and that is something we can do now that the ABC has said. As long as you buy food, wine can also be sold.
How about this for an idea? People are doing virtual wine drinking, where you Skype or you Zoom with 6 or 7 people and you drink together. What about eating together? What about creating a Zoom account for your members and 100 people can have dinner together?
We actually did a Zoom board meeting. So we are actually doing an investment club Zoom meeting, a board meeting Zoom meeting, and we're thinking about, as we go forward, doing things like that. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, because a lot of the members, particularly the older ones, probably, just don't have really much to do. And if you give them, 2 or 3 times a week an opportunity to have a virtual dinner, it would probably be something that they would really enjoy.
Yeah, I think so too, or a virtual lunch. I definitely think that would be a great idea.
So, Diane, do you want to have a virtual lunch with me next week?
Sure, we should do the virtual lunch right before the show next week, like we normally do.
Okay.
And you could swing by the club and pick up food for you.
Exactly. And then eat it in our cars.
That's right.
So what's next for the Santa Barbara Club? Are you, when you replenish, so you're selling the bottles of wine to members with food purchases. Now, are you able to replenish that wine supply with the deals that are going on in terms of the wine industry?
I don't. The wine industry is an interesting one. We've gotten a lot of specials and discounts and case prices, so we won't be doing any replenishing now, obviously. But when it does come time to open, I suspect we will be able to replenish whatever we need to meet the demand.
And do you foresee when you do go into that next phase of when we start to open that you'll keep the takeout situation, as you had mentioned, you thought it would ramp slowly so that you would do both concurrently at some point in the future?
I think depending on how busy we are, I definitely think people would enjoy like a one-night-a-week dinner, say a Monday night dinner where we're not open normally. I also will let people know if they feel uncomfortable coming into the club, we're happy to package their food up. So, again, being a private club, your whole goal as the GM here and the staff is to accommodate. And so we very rarely say no. We want to accommodate the members here, and we want to make them feel like this is a really special place, home away from home.
And that certainly is how most members feel about it, and that's the treatment that we receive as members, which is a testament to your hospitality and your leadership, Linda. I think you've really turned the club around since you've taken over as the manager, and I know I, for one, am very appreciative of all you do for the club and helping us through times like these. So when you look at the balance sheet moving forward, do you think this coronavirus will do irreparable damage to the finances of the club?
I do. I mean, I think enough events and gatherings and parties and holidays, Easter Sunday, for example, we usually have 200 members come on Easter. So I think it's going to be tough going forward. I think our finance committee is really on it to get them together with our board of directors. I think we will, we have some reserve, and I think we will figure it out as we go, just like everyone else.
Yeah, and so I think the difference that you have versus, say, a private industry like the Acme Hospitality, who we had on last week, is that you have a membership that wants it to succeed, and consequently you have the assessment option, as opposed to these restaurants that really don't have that option or that same ability.
Absolutely.
Well, one of the advantages you have is that it's going to take a while for restaurants to ramp up when this is over, but you probably can ramp up much more quickly, particularly since you're doing takeout, so the kitchen's still open and people have not been let go, and you probably can get moving very quickly, whereas a lot of restaurants are going to have a tough time financially and logistically to get going.
Very true. I think that's very true. I think with this, we have a captive audience. Our membership really cares about the club. And, not only do they care about the club and their friends that come to the club, they care about the staff. And that has been time and time again in the parking lot when I'm saying hello and putting food in the trunk of a car. They're saying, members are saying to me, how can I help? Is there anything I can do? Thank you so much for doing this. So everybody really, really cares. So it's a great environment.
Now, do you think that at some point, depending upon how, as this social distancing continues through, I guess the latest word is April 30th, do you see yourself being an intermediary for, say, if somebody needs a dozen eggs in your membership, that you'd be willing to create that kind of grocery store kind of experience as well?
We thought about doing that, and we actually explored that idea because we, had a few members ask us for that. I mean, if someone's in a dire pinch, we absolutely will give them something. But the thing is I don't want any additional delivery people coming in contact with the kitchen, and I don't want my chef or anyone else from our staff to go out shopping. Because with this operation, we all have to stay healthy to continue. So I think delivering.
Are you going to work? Are you going to work?
I'm here every day.
And because there's so few people there, you're not concerned.
No, and I'm 10 feet away from anybody at any given time. We have 6 people running this show.
Now, you also have some offices leased out to various club members for their business operations. Now, are you seeing those businesses continuing to go online and be in the building as well?
Most people are working from home. There are a few members that may come in, and we're lucky enough to where the building has huge wide hallways where they have their own key and they enter through a separate entrance. So I've seen two or three office tenants just come in and check. But we've taken down the coffee, the water, we've taken down everything. And those restrooms are cleaned twice a day.
Now, do you find that you have a sufficient amount of supply of, protective gear for those people cleaning?
We do. We're lucky about that. We have one gal cleaning, and we are stocked up on that. We do order that 6 months in advance.
You're listening to Money Talk on AM 1290 KZSB, and we'll be right back with our final segment.